Hi, Ronnie. Nice to see you here. Hi, Kathy. We'll wait one more minute, see if some other people can find us. There's Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Hope everybody's having a good day, or had a good day, I should say. It's evening now here on the East Coast, so. Okay. I'll wait just a couple more seconds. All right, well, we'll get started. This is the hostess code. If anybody would like to place an order and it's less than $150, please use it. And then these are the mini catalogs that are going to go live in just a few more days. I can't wait. I bet you guys are too excited. There's Cindy and Pat. All right, looks like people are getting here. So we're going to make a couple of step-up type projects tonight. One is this box using the new Dragonfly that will be coming out. And then another one is this fancy fold easel card. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of a 3D type, but it will fold flat to mail. So I had to design a box because I was giving away a couple of gifts. I make these scrubbies, and so I needed a box that they would fit in. I got to finish weaving in my threads. So these scrubbies don't hurt your pots and pans. You know, like SOS pads and all of those. I always end up getting one of those little metal pieces in my fingers. So my husband used to think I used it as an excuse for him to do the dishes. But I just have, I guess, thin skin. So that's what this is. And then I made this box this time. I wanted it to have a nice smooth edge. You know, like boxes that you get from the store. So that's what I did. So let's make that first. It doesn't take a lot of supplies. It just takes 2 pieces of cardstock. The cover is 7 by 7. So when you're making a box like that, your bottom needs to be just a whisker smaller than your cover. So what I do is I go down a 1/16 of an inch. So in this case, it's going to be 6 15/16. So I'm going to get it in here and try to get it up to the camera so you can see it. I just got to wait for a second. It takes a second so I can see if you guys can see it. I know you can't see the numbers. I'm trying to, but it's that little line just before the 7. So I'm going to cut it and flip it and cut it because I want it to be a square. Then I'm going to do my stamping before I do my scoring. I just love, 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 love this Dragonfly. To me, it's so beautiful. So let me grab one. I like both of them the same. I'm going to put it on a block. I'm using the Tuxedo Memento Black. I'm going to put one right smack in the middle. Hi, Sandra and Pat and Patsy. I see Nita has joined us. I'm so glad to see you guys. I'm going to stamp kind of collage all over this. Looks like I got to re-ink my stamp pad. And you want to do some off the paper. Kind of like wallpaper. You know how wallpaper? How many of us grew up with wallpaper? I know we'd had it in the house I grew up in. I think in every room. I guess tomorrow on my list I gotta put re-ink stamp pad. One more over here. Okay. So let me cover up my stamp pad. You can see that's pretty straightforward. Of course, it makes me happy because I can do black. I would have said black and white, but since the white cardstock is no longer available, I decided to use the vanilla. Okay, so the box, the lid here is only a 1/2 inch, but I wanted a half of it to be finished inside. So I'm going to score it at a 1/2 inch. I thought I had a dryer sheet here, but I guess I don't. Whoops, I'm going to break my neck. So 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Turn it. 1/2 inch, 1 inch. 1/2 inch, 1 inch. 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So that's it for that one. The bottom is pretty easy, just 1 inch all the way around. Turn it. 1 inch. And the final 1 inch. All right. Let me grab my paper snips here. And I'm going to start cutting to where it intersects. I always like to put a little wedge. It just makes your box fold better. So you need to match it on the same side. It doesn't matter if your wedges aren't the same because it's going to be inside the box. Then you're going to do the same on the opposite side. Alright, let's put this bottom together now that we have that all done. Grab a bone folder. I'm going to fold all of these score lines. Anybody can do boxes. All you need to do is measure how big your product is going to be in the center, and then decide how high you want your edges to be. So I wanted it to be 1 inch. So I knew I had to add 2 inches. Okay, so that looks good. I am going to use Tombow. You know, that's my glue, my adhesive of choice. So I want to line this up just like that. And I need to hold it for about 10 or 15 seconds. I'm going to do the same on the opposite end. Line it up nice and straight, just like that, and hold it. And I'm going to do the opposite end. I'm also put my adhesive on both sides. Bring that inside that little tab. Sometimes it's a little hard to see the black. Anybody do any crafting today? I love to create boxes, Patsy. I have found boxes are like computers. People have a love-hate relationship with them. I'm so excited to see everybody so happy about the bungle of the Dragonfly. I am going to do a technique class next month using it. So now I'm going to fold all of these. I've got to cut some of it off. I'm going to grab a pen so you can see better what I'm cutting off. So I'm folding all in the same direction. So what we're going to cut off, let me grab see if I got a blue pen right here. I just need this little tab. So I'm cutting from here to here on every corner. So this little square, this little square, this little square. I'm just going to draw it so you can see for yourself. Because the recipe for tomorrow doesn't have this on it. So you will have to watch the video. Well, you won't have to watch the video because you're watching the live, but if you forget, I always put my replay on YouTube for those of you that have a hard time finding. So we're going to cut all the way up though. See how I cut to that second one? I'm going to cut this right out and this one right out. Then I'm going to wedge this ever so slightly. Come down here. Now you need to cut just like you did over here. So I can cut that off and that one off. Basically what I try to get out is that part that we score. I know there's still some pen mark, but it's fine. Nobody's going to see it. It'll be on the inside. Okay, so all the way. Cut those two squares right out. Cut this little one out. I'm going to fold this up so I can see better to wedge. Okay. Get all these little pieces out of the way. Okay, so we're going to put a dab of glue right here. And line this up first, so it's nice and straight. Dab of glue, line that edge up right there so it makes a nice corner. Hold it for about 10 seconds. So what did everybody do today? Some of you I know probably had to work. That stinks. I created some beautiful cards today for future classes. Okay, so what I also do is I wedge this first tab just so that it folds in a little bit better. I could have done it at the beginning, but I thought it might be easier for you to see it on the camera. Okay, so now we're going to put some more Tombow. We're going to hold that down. We can even burnish it very well with our bone folder. I like to do the opposite ones. It's just my personal preference. I don't think it really matters. It's just how this girl ticks. Okay, we're almost done. Quick, huh? One more side. Take my bone folder. Looks like I got a little bit of glue right here. So I want to test drive it, make sure it fits my box, and it fits perfectly. So if you use that 1/16, it works every time. You make your bottom 1/16 of an inch smaller than your cover. So these should fit in there as well. So one in each one. How's that? There we go. Of course, when I get ready to give it, I'll put some pretty ribbon and probably stick a Dragonfly tag on it. So there's project number 1. Project number 2 is a fancy fold easel card. Right here. So when you mail it, you can mail it flat. One of the Dragonflies has rings. The other one is right down. I'm also using another new product that will be available in the catalog. So there you go. So I'll go over my parts with you. I used a lot of the stamps in the Dragonfly. Curious on how this works. So when I get ready to mail the card, I'll mail it like this. I might have to instruct somebody to fold it up. So I'm taking another piece of the Dragonfly paper. So remember, these are the pictures of the Dragonfly paper. The back side is this beautiful mossy green. So these are all of the colors. There's lots of blues, lots of coral calypso, lots of bumblebee, and of course we all love that mossy. And then there's Blackberry Bliss. And the bees. I don't know if Steph is on tonight. And so let's start off. First thing first, I need to cut this to 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm putting it in my cutter, lining it up even with the 4-inch spot right here. And then I'm going to turn it and cut it at 5 1/4. So remember, I'm using the dark one. If you don't have a Stampin' Up cutter, whatever system you have. If you have two things on it, remember the dark one that matches the cutter, whatever color. Some of them are white, some of them is the cutter. The one that's a different color is usually your score. Okay. So I need to get my scoreboard again. Where did I put it? Right here. So I need to make 2 score marks here. So the first one, I'm going to line it up on the long side so that the 11 inches here, this is 4 1/4. I'm going to score it at 5 1/2 first. And then I need to score here. Now it doesn't matter, I could have scored it this way, as long as you score from one corner to the other. So as you can see on my big, even my small one, I make a black line on the in the middle of it. So when I need to do a diagonal score, I can easily. Actually, I'm going to do this one the other way, I think, so that you guys can see what it looks like. So I want to score from this fold right here. I wish I had one of those fancy cameras, but I'm just using an old phone to be able to show you guys. But this is my score line for my card, and this is the point here. So I can go straight. And it should come out right. And it does. So then I'm going to fold on my score line. So this one goes this way, and this one is going to go the opposite way. That's cool. So the secret is, I wanted you to see that it doesn't matter which way you score it. But what does matter is I need to bring my cutter back in again. You need to make sure that your paper that you're going to put on here is cut in the same direction as you scored your card for that diagonal. So I need to make sure I'm going from this corner to this corner. And the way I do that, I do it right on my cutter, but if you're not sure, you certainly could draw a line and cut it. I put the 2 points right in my cutting line here. So there's that. Then I need to do some stamping on the inside here. You can see I used a whole bunch of stamps. And I'm using Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to use this beautiful wildflower grouping. Down here. I'm going to hold that there just for a few seconds to let the colors gravitate. I like Blackberry Bliss very much too. It's so pretty. So there's that. And then I needed, whoops. I thought I got everything out, but I guess I didn't. The little butterflies. Grab another little block. So I'm going to put a bunch of little butterflies all over the place. I'm going to stamp it a couple of times without re-inking so I can get a variance of color. Turn my block a couple of times. Up here as well. And down the side. There, and now we're going to stamp our sayings. Grab a piece of scrap here. So I have a saying up here and a saying here. So tap dance lightly. And when you have a bold ink like this, you can let it just sit there for a few seconds. You don't even have to press very hard because the ink will automatically gravitate to the paper. Okay. I'm going to move these out of the way so I don't get my project in on it by mistake. So this is the new double layered ovals. So I'm going to bring it in and punch out my two words. Oh, I might have put them too close together. And then I'm going to cut out with that leftover 2-inch piece. I'm going to use the green side just to do it a little bit different. I'm going to cut out 2 of these ovals. One, 2. And let me see if I have my dragons. I already pre-cut my dragons. One of the papers doesn't show very good here. I'll make sure next time I use it, because I've got tons of projects lined up with this. I will make sure I have a piece to show you how some of the paper is printed, so you can see all of these dragons that I punched out is from the paper. All right, let's get our card together. I don't want to lose anything here. I'm going to shut this up to store it. And I don't know if everybody knows this, but the punches are designed so that you can see there's this lock-in so that they sit on top of each other. And they kind of lock in so you don't have to worry about them falling off. I just wanted to make sure people know that. And plus, it only goes one way, so you can see what your punches are. Okay. Let's put the inside in first. I probably should double check. Yep, I cut it right. Sometimes I usually cut a whole, like, 10 sheets at one time into this size, so when I get ready to work, I'm ready. So I like the wet glue. I know many people don't, because it gives me a few seconds to adjust. I want a nice Blackberry Bliss border all the way around this. Now I'm going to put my words together. Actually, I think I'm going to do it that way. Okay. Instead of the green side up. Let me put a little bit behind here. Center it as best as I can. I noticed that this punch, the scallop edges aren't quite as scalloped as the one that we had in the past. I like it though. Okay, so where are my 2 triangles? So one triangle is going to go that way, and this one's going to go this way. The only thing you got to be careful of is that you don't go over the fold, otherwise you're going to have a hard time folding your card. So as you can see, the paper on both sides is beautiful. This green one, if you really wanted to, you could color it with your blends, any color that you wanted to. So you should have a little border. And I'm not on my fold. I like to take my bone folder and burnish it. Make sure that glue gets all the way to the little crevices. I'm going to do the other piece. I think the hardest part about using the wet glue is to learn your tension and the squeezing, but it comes. The more you use it, the easier it gets. So see how this one opened this way? This one is going to open this way. So this time more of the flower is going to show. So I'm just going to burnish it one more time since we have that glue on there. Okay, so we need some dimensionals behind this. You can grab some. I am going to put 3 just because it's going to get friction. So let me take the backing off. And I'm going to put it about, the more you put it out, I want it pretty far up. I'm going to put it right there. Straight would be better though, wouldn't it? So let me just adjust that a little bit. Now I'm going to put my other one on. I'm just putting a little bit of adhesive at the bottom. I'm folding this up. I want it to go across both of them. So I'm going to put these 2 dragonflies together because I want the blue wings to show. So I'm just putting glue along the body. And holding them together for a few seconds while they dry. Maybe I got it up too far. I'm putting too much pressure. Let me see if I can bring it down just a whisker. There we go. All right, so let me get all my little ones out of here. I'm going to put a couple of those around my inspiration here. Just really need a dot. Oh, see what happens? It wasn't quite dry. Got a little glue. And I smeared it. That's okay. Let me put another one over here. And then these should be dry now. So I can curl the top ring. Don't pull too hard, it's just paper. I used to tell people when they came for my live events, it's a paper, we're not building a house here. A little bit more glue on the back. And I'm going to put it right here in a different direction than the other one. Hold it down just for a minute. This one's probably going to blend in, but this was on the edge, so the tail's not as long, but you know what? We don't live in a perfect world. So here, I'm just going to take my finger, because I only think I put glue under. There we go. It's probably going to get flattened out anyways when it gets mailed. Now, if you're going to mail these, I definitely would put 70 cents to $1 on your card because it's going to weigh a lot. So there's the cards. Here's the boxes. So do you like it? To me, they look the same. Open in both ways. And as you can see, you can mail it very easily. So that's tonight's class. I hope you guys liked it. I hope some of you try this. And if you do, please post on my business page. I'd love to see what you made. They're a lot of fun. The boxes are easy. Don't be intimidated by boxes. You can do it. I know Anita's on here. She just made 50, wasn't it? Of gift cards with like a little candy holder in it. So we can do it. I'm anxious to see what you make. Okay, everybody, this is the last Facebook Live of 2020. The next one I do, it'll be a new year. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and be kind. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.